Okay. Thank you for those of you that are interested in watching. I appreciate you checking this out. So, excuse me, I have a cough. I've had it for a while now, trying to get rid of it. So, where the meeting, I had a couple people in the meeting. It did not record, unfortunately. So I'm doing a screencastify here down in the basement because I got a lot of kids running around. Essentially, where did this idea come from? Myself and Doug Gilbert are on the Tree Environment Committee. We love being on the Tree and Environment Committee. A lot of great things come out of the Tree and Environment Committee, but it's a government organization. A lot of pluses that go along with it, but then some negatives too, as far as just time wise and how fast you can do things, and then just some restraints also. So we wanted to have the best of both worlds. We wanted to have the Tree and Environment Committee, and we also wanted to create our own organization that gets more people involved. The Tree and Environment Committee, it really only has right now 6 members. We might go up to 8, maybe 10, but that kind of limits the scale. Sure, we can get volunteers, but they don't feel offensive. Excuse me, a sense of ownership over time. And so we really, I think my idea of getting out of it is just since being a member of the Tree and Environment Committee, just the amount of ownership I've felt of the natural environment in Loveland has grown tremendously, and that's come through um, really two things. I've become informed about the land around me, the trees. I didn't know anything about any of that stuff. I didn't know, and I still don't, but I'm learning. And that's where Doug comes in. Doug's teaching me a lot. I'm reading some books, and then plus involvement, which you see here, and becoming involved. And when you get involved and you're learning about it, then you become inspired. And that's what that's kind of the process I went through. I think that's a process a lot of people go through, and that's a process I think a lot of more people can go through. And once you get inspired, you feel a sense of ownership. So I'm just going to go through what I put together today. Doug and I have been thinking about this for a long time. We got some people that are interested, and so here's our plan. Love our land, to play on the word Loveland, of course, because that is our focus right now. Just Loveland, the city of Loveland, and the natural environment right now. Later, that could change. Our mission is to educate citizens and foster community involvement in Loveland's natural surroundings. In doing so, we hope to inspire a sense of ownership and responsibility to the land and living world around us that gives us so much and needs our attention. Initiatives, what I just explained: inform, involve, and inspire. To inform, that means let's all learn a little bit more, and let's teach. So we'll be learning and we'll be teaching. Educational activities that teach citizens about the environment around us. Learning sessions on trees, bees, fauna, fungi, invasive, non-invasive species, etc. Involve physical activities that help the land and nature. This would be removal of non-native species, litter cleanup, trail maintenance, reforestation, work at the nursery, whatever. You're actually getting volunteers or working yourself to go do these things. You're actually helping nature out, helping Loveland out. Also involved is about creating new environment friendly products projects. Sorry, creating more pollinator gardening, signs for trails, gardens, park renovations, etc. You'll see the two asterisks on those two, because a lot of those activities, the involved part, are going to um, work closely with the Tree and Environment Committee because um, they may be running some of those, and we will help, or or they may have projects that will help, and we may come up with our own projects, as I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. I sincerely apologize. I've had this cough for 3 months, and I'm more sick of it than you listening to it. Inspire. So this is the final thing. Connection activities that foster a sense of ownership and a sense of relationship to the natural world. We want to inspire just by, obviously not always working really hard to do it or having to learn, but just being in nature. I think that it can be healing, and you get this feeling of oneness, and we want to foster those types of feelings. So we would do things such as forest bathing. If you don't know what that is, it's just essentially walking in a forest. um, uh, meditation sessions, mindful walks, those types of things. Just foster that kind of closeness to the land, to the environment. Inspire also, we want to foster community members uh, and members of Love Our Land by supporting their own thoughts and ideas on how to help our environment. So it's all about once this is from my own experience in Cindy Kessler, who you all will meet and who was an inspiration to me and who started the tree environment a long time ago. She tells a story of that. She moved to Loveland and she saw some men working at the new schools or near the schools on Loveland Madeira Road. And she said, "Are you guys going to be planting trees here? They need trees here." And essentially they said no. And she said, "Well, will you?" And they said, "Sure." And she kind of got that ready. And then she actually started the Tree and Environment Committee. And the one thing I've learned from becoming informed and involved, I've been inspired to ask for these things too, and found out that yeah, if you're asking, you're looking to better our environment. We can get these things, especially a group of Love Our Land. I've a lot of projects that I've come up with. We got pollinator gardens that I thought would be cool, and those have come through. Um, Trailhead signs. I want a dog park, and we're going to be working on that. A lot of really cool ideas are coming through the pike, and it's just because I'm inspired now because people are listening to me, and I know a lot more about the land. Membership roles. So where do you come into play? Now, none of these are solid and concrete. It's not like I'm going to say, "Hey, you are a project manager," and "Hey, you are a well, maybe a publicist," but essentially these are fluid. One day you may be an educator for one weekend. The next weekend you might be a mentor. Um, the only things that wouldn't be as fluid maybe are the publicist, the treasurer, and the committee member. But we'll get to that. So our job as a group, whether we are 5 strong or 50 strong, is to inform. So we would become educators. We would create educational sessions that teach about the nature and environment. You all bring something to the table. I'm sure you all know something about something that other people don't about the natural environment. And if you don't, that's okay. You can learn and then teach. But you could teach about salamanders in the creek and how to find those types of things. People would love to come out for that. Or I know Doug, who is Doug Gilbert, who is my partner, co-founder. He is the most amazing guy as far as well, he's just an amazing guy, but just he can say, "Oh, that bee is this kind of bee, and here's its Latin name, and that flower is this flower, and here's its Latin name." He went out with my kids and I a day last summer. I was pointing out weeds and just making things come to life for me and my kids that you kind of just take for granted. So he'll be running some of those education sessions, and then we can pass that off too as more people learn. To become involved, this would be the activities, the where you're actually donating your time or finding people to donate their time. Would be a project manager. You would hold activities that physically help the environment. There's an asterisk there. We'll probably be working with the Tree Environment Committee on a lot of these because they can get people involved too. Um, and they would manage agreed upon projects proposed by the group or individual members. So let's say somebody here in this group comes up with an idea. Hey, I want to do a river cleanup, and let's get some kayaks and let's go down the river in August and clean up. Amazing idea. Let's do it. We might get involved with the Tree and Environment Committee because that might right now hold more sway than our small group does, and can get us more people, volunteers, or something through the government that can help us out. Maybe not. Maybe we do it our own. Um, but that's the involvement part, and we're going to be taking ideas from the Tree Environment Committee or on our own. And then inspire. I call this role the mentor. You would be the one that holds connection sessions that allow people to build relationships with natural surroundings. You know about meditation or breathing exercises or yoga or um, mindful walking. Um, those types of things, you'd be perfect for this. Yoga session in a park, and then a mindful walk or whatever. I know that I'm not as educated as some on a lot of the fauna and bees, but um, I might. Those will probably be the places that I'm going to be teaching here a little bit. Excuse me. Then these positions would be more solid. Like I said, you could be a mentor one week and an educator another, and a after that, or take 3 months off. You know that it's fluid. Outreach is a publicist. It's kind of what I do right now. Doug too. We post on Instagram, Facebook. That's where most of you saw us. We communicate with local publications. We create other ways to promote our activities or our accomplishments. Also, a way to get new members, as you guys that are interested came that way. Um, and we need to recruit volunteers and participants for activities. So it's just an outreach, PR, public relations. So somebody would get the, excuse me, the Instagram password, and we would talk and figure out what a plan to do that. And so I think I'm looking for one person maybe to help out with that. Treasurer fundraising. And eventually, as we grow, we would need a treasurer to create fundraising activities and manage the funds that we collected. We don't need that yet. We're not there yet. We don't have anything that really takes any money, which is good, or costs any money, but eventually we will. And then tree environment and environment liaisons. Right now we have two, which is Doug and I. We need committee members essentially that serve on the Tree and Environment Committee to work with them to promote their activities. I am the chairman of the Tree and Environment Committee. Doug is a member, and so right now we are the liaisons. And that just allows us to have a good connection with what's going on there, and we can help them out, and they can help us out. Meetings. The plan is to hold monthly meetings on an agreed upon time and place. Maybe that's Zoom. Maybe that's a park. Whatever works with most people. The goal is to meet at least once a month. Could be more. Could be less. Could be some informal. Maybe a lot of just dialogue, but at least once a month at the minimum. I said maybe less. Didn't mean that. Long-term goals. So what are we trying to accomplish? Obviously, we're trying to accomplish everything above first. Those are our short-term goals. Our biggest goal is our mission statement, to get people more involved, to get people more inspired, to be a part of their community, and really do all the things that that nature needs from us right now. Long-term goals beyond that, to create a board of directors, become an official nonprofit organization, and then to create Love Our Land organizations in other local communities. So I had a question about this. Will this happen? Who knows? It may never get there. That's why it's a long-term goal. This is not our focus right now. Let's say we grow very quickly, then it may be. It may be a focus in 3 or 4 months if people get involved and we see an increase. If we don't, if this thing is slow, this may not be a goal for 5, 6 years or more, or may never. But we'd create a board of directors. We'd become an official nonprofit organization, which opens us up to a lot more opportunities. Excuse me, I'm very sorry. And then finally, there are members or people that follow our social media and this and that, or come to volunteer for different activities that don't live in Loveland. And so we think it would be great that if we got big, if we got successful, if this ball got rolling, that eventually we could share this with other communities and say, hey, even though it's a play on words, Loveland, Love Our Land, it works anywhere. So right now, Love Our Land is Loveland, only Loveland. But there are a lot of people from Milford that are involved. I'm from the West Side, so a lot of my friends from the West Side are involved in listening to what we're doing and what's going on. Maybe not members yet, because it doesn't really make a lot of sense to them. But one day, if we become big enough, and we want to then say, hey, spread uh, our knowledge of growth, and we're making an impact, which is really what it's all about, and show other communities how to make an impact, then we would do that. So that would be a long-term goal. Who knows if we would ever get there or not. Again, these are not our focuses right now. Our focus is just to get community involvement, educate them, get them involved, and then inspire them. And then and then we become much more of an environment friendly community. We already are pretty good about it, just by the nature of being Loveland and where we are. But it could be better. It could be a lot better, and that's our goal. So I apologize for coughing all over you. Um, Here it comes. But I appreciate you taking your time and listening to this. If you showed interest, there is um, no pressure. If you want to say forget it, this is not what I thought it was. Not for me. I'm out. If you showed interest because you want to just be a person that is a volunteer or just comes to the classes, the education sessions or the other sessions, that's fine too. Just hold back and wait for that. But if this is somebody that saw this and says this is something I want to be a part of, then awesome. Consider yourself on board, and we will be in communication with you. Just let us know that this is something you want to do and be a part of, and we appreciate that because you're what's going to get us through is membership. Um, but also too, there's no harsh guidelines of hey, I'm coming in and I want to do this or I don't want to do that. That's fine. This is totally open. This is open to what you want to do and the amount of time and involvement you want to give. Any amount is gratefully appreciated. Last thing, membership fees. Obviously, we're not going to do anything like that right now. That would become a decision by once we get enough people. I'm thinking 6 to 10. That would be something we would discuss as a group and decide upon whether or not membership fees were something that we needed, something that we wanted, something that makes sense, but not anything that we're doing without um, more people involved and more people making that decision. So there you go. Again, my name is Mike Meldon. You can email me at, you can see the email is right here. It's at loveourland@gmail.com. You can contact me on the Instagram page. You can contact me on Facebook or mmeldon1 at yahoo.com. mmeldon1 at yahoo.com. Any of those ways. But I truly, we need your help. We need membership to make this work. And we need you to share the word if you are one of these people that are interested to get the word out there and bring some other people along so that we can start to fill these roles. We can start to get a calendar together. That's the most important thing is getting things marked on a calendar to start seeing what we're doing. So to start doing our roles, inform, involve, and inspire. Thank you so much. And I don't know how to stop this, but we'll figure it out.